Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Toria.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. What the heck were we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the people tonight.
Oh, the gun chanter people.
Yeah.
So, shall I tell them what that means?
I think so. Okay. I think that would probably help with the context thing.
The gun chanter people, the police were surrounding this group because there was a guy from the anti-SB 54 crowd on one side. There was like two people. Then there was a whole crowd of people on the pro-SB 54 side. Now, for those of you who've listened to the podcast before, you know what SB 54 is. But real briefly, for those of you who don't know what SB 54 is, it's the California Values Act. But it's the rule that makes it so that cities are sanctuary cities in California, and they want to keep it that way. They don't want to report someone who has a deportation request on their record from the federal government. They do not want to turn those people in. And you have to ask yourself, how did they get into the eyes of the federal government if they didn't do anything ever?
Right. They had to do something to piss off the federal government.
It just makes absolutely no sense.
I agree.
So they're chanting, so the police move in because they see they're going to beat the hell out of this guy.
Right.
And the police move in, and then they throw their hands up and they say, "Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot." Over and over and over and over. Like the police officers were going to shoot them.
I feel like the protesters tonight were very off topic.
Yes. But, in the light of the hands up, don't shoot, we'll post this picture that we took of one officer who clearly had his hand on his weapon.
He was concerned something was about to happen. A lot of those officers were very concerned something was about to happen.
Yeah, it makes me wonder.
Well, because I don't feel like the crowd tonight was any more, alarming than any other night that we've gone to one of these meetings.
No, in fact, I think of the three, this one was the biggest, but the most mild.
But to be fair, there was no pushing or shoving at the last two.
Right.
So maybe that's what was getting them edgy, is because they knew that there was people starting to get a little bit more physical.
Could be. I don't know. Just think it was, the police did a good job once again.
If you're looking for the score, it's 2-1.
No, I already know that. I think the police did a great job.
I do too. I mean, and it was really interesting to see police officers from multiple cities all working together at the same event. And they had people from the Orange County Fire Authority there too.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
But kind of nice. I mean, they're clearly trained to de-escalate situations.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The news is spinning it in two different directions.
Are they?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, and some it's, there's some who are rallying in favor of immigrants while others are rallying against immigrants. That's not what it was about.
What I really wanted to know about tonight, okay, so I was cruising around and I was just asking people casual questions about things I've been curious about all along. And I asked very politely. Like, I didn't get sassy with even a single person tonight.
Okay.
Except for Racist Santa, because he was staring at me. But I sassed him from afar where he couldn't hear me, and then stared back. Anyway, that's beside the point. Okay, so I asked this dude with some super wild hair a question, and he got off into this whole long...
Oh, the lawyer from Arizona.
Yeah.
Who's friends with Sheriff Joe and proves it by showing his phone calls that say Sheriff Joe Cell. Like you couldn't have put my name down as Sheriff Joe Cell.
Right. Anyway.
I'm like, dude, hold on a second. You can finish in a minute. I'm like, dude, that's supposed to convince me that you know Sheriff Joe. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
he was clearly crazy. But he's on this whole spiel about Mexicans and all these things he was saying about people being deported 10 times and then just getting 5 years in jail and not getting deported again and blah 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 blah
right.
blah. And then he proceeds to then he was talking about how he's like pro-life and super against abortion, which part of what I mean about the protesters being off topic tonight. What the literal fuck does abortion have to do with illegal immigration?
And then there was the LGBTQ crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure what that has to do with illegal immigration either. Unless they're just trying to say, this group stands behind this group.
Well,
but
I guess.
Is that really the official stance of the entire LGBTQ community? I don't think so.
They didn't really convey their message properly. But anyway,
it was weird.
But the crazy dude. And then, so he goes on, and I was like, hold on a tick. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about legal immigration? And this was a guy who clearly understands what SB 54 actually is. Because he was very pro-legal immigration. And I can respect that. And then I kind of, tried to end the conversation very quickly with him. So then, that went really well. I was like, okay, polite question. Good response. No stabbing. Nobody got mad at me.
Right.
A+ for Victoria. So I go and I ask somebody else a question. And so the person I asked was a news reporter who was very obviously from Arizona. Their, microphone thing said, Channel 7 Arizona or something like that. And I was like, okay, I gotta know. Why are there so many people from Arizona here? And so what I wanted to ask her, I did ask her why there are so many people from Arizona there, and she was shocked. Like, there's other people from Arizona here? So I thought that was pretty cool. I felt like the news lady was going to give me the honest answer of why she was there. But then, in the midst of me asking my question, Arizona person number 2, who we saw speak at the Huntington Beach City Council meeting, she, rages up behind me and she's like, why are you asking why people are from Arizona? We have problems with illegal immigration too. And she's getting all in my face and angry.
Her whole spiel was
was
that, because she told me this earlier directly, her whole spiel was, your sanctuary city thing doesn't stay within your state. Your problem rolls over into our state too.
Right.
And we don't like that. Well, okay. What do we always say on this show? Your rights end where my rights begin. Well, sounds like California's messing with the rights of people in Arizona.
My issue with her, specifically her, not the existence of people from Arizona, was that she had no idea what my stance was on the issue. I was asking a simple question, and she just lost her shit at me.
A la Cigarette Lady. Remember Cigarette Lady?
Exactly. Why is that a thing? She
skewered me before she knew that I was on her side.
More people need to approach these things by asking a simple, calm question. And then, you know what? If you get an answer you don't like and you want to go full rage savage, have at her. But at least...
I wouldn't do it. I think it's overkill. But, hey, at least we can respect the fact that you asked the question first. And that your rage is correctly aimed.
At least find out what side of the issue the person you're freaking screaming at is on.
Yeah, before you rage at them. If you're going to rage at them.
I mean, Like the first Los Alamitos City Council meeting we went to when there was racist Santa and Mike Pence. Fake Mike Pence. Hold on. Let me finish and then you can talk about Mike Pence.
Mike Pence!
Okay. When we first encountered them, we agree. We're on the same side of this issue. Yet they felt the need to scream at us, get in our face, and call me a racist? What?
Right, and our impression of them is that they're racist.
Yeah, well, that's because fake Mike Pence is calling people border
what I'm getting at is, but what I'm getting at is, in my opinion, if we're on the same side of the issue, and even we think they're racist, then they must be racist.
I feel like if you ask the question calmly and they're on the same side as you, you don't need to waste your energy. Go waste your energy on someone else.
Exactly. And that's what they don't do. But see, okay. So, we've been talking a lot about fake Mike Pence. Well, we have podcast gold coming to you live. Is fake Mike Pence. Got an interview with him.
But we've edited out his name.
So listen up. To fake Mike Pence, talk to me about why he's always at different city council meetings. So listen to fake Mike Pence.
Because he's been at every single one.
Right. Let's listen to fake Mike Pence. Don't interrupt this time, because I will cut you out of the show.
Hello, so what's your name? Alright, so why are you here tonight, Mike? Build the wall to port them all?
Yeah, I want to see our borders secure. I want to see our immigration laws enforced. And that's it. And that's all I've ever been saying. And look at this. This is what open borders brings you. This is what diversity is. This is what it is. Whatever they tell you, that's what it is right there.
So, are you here because of opposing SB 54 or just illegal immigration in general?
I'm for both. Okay. I'm against illegal immigration. I'm all for regular immigration, but I'm sick and tired of people crossing the border like it's nothing.
And then you have to pay for it yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, people go, hey, immigrants, my parents were immigrants. I go, legal or illegal? What are you talking about? It's a simple fact. If you're an illegal alien, you got to go. I mean, I personally think it's the number one issue facing our country right now. It's not Syria. It's not the whatever these trade agreements. It's none of that. It's immigration. Immigration.
No, I agree with you on that.
It has to be brought under control, or we can just kiss it all goodbye.
Well, that's the problem. In talking to these people, the open border people,
yeah,
they don't want to hear facts. Right?
No,
they don't want to hear facts.
No, they do not.
Present them facts.
Right.
I mean, I even had a lady over here tell me, "Have you heard of God's law?" And I said,
yeah.
Did you know that it says in the Bible you're supposed to pay attention to the local government? She couldn't answer that question.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
So, I've seen you at Huntington Beach. I know you spoke there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so what makes you go to all the different meetings?
Well, I belong to a group called We the People Rising. Our number one issue is securing the border. Our another one is to enforce our immigration laws. And people go nuts. They go crazy when we say that. That's all we're saying. They call us names. They follow us out to the parking lot. They throw stuff at us. They spit at us. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. I've already been swiped at a couple of times here today.
Have you ever been assaulted by anyone?
No, I haven't, but members of our group have. We haven't assaulted anybody. I don't go around assaulting anybody. But, the point is Jerry Brown, he decides for all of us that he's going to inject his personal views on immigration. When it clearly says that in the Constitution, everything involving immigration and naturalization goes through Congress.
Right.
Not Jerry Brown, not Sacramento. If we allow that, I'm a states' rights guy, but in this particular case, no, because if we allow Jerry Brown to do this, then all 50 states, are they going to have their own immigration laws? men 200 and something years ago wrote it carefully, each word. They went over it and over it. They wanted to make sure it was just right.
And amazingly well planned, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
It's how many hundreds of years later and still fit.
It's astonishing to me how well they got it. And they said, they go, oh, well, what about slavery? They said all men are created equal.
Right.
They didn't say all white men.
Right.
They knew. I read John Madison's biography. They went over this slavery issue. I know this is off on another, but they knew that it had to be dealt with, but they couldn't do it right then and there. They had a new country to develop. They had to come up with a banking system, a monetary system. They had a huge thing in front of them, so they let that go.
So your group, is it a nationwide group or just a local group?
We have people all over the United States, but we're generally in Southern California.
Okay, all right. And so then a group, you go around to these meetings,
Yes.
you kind of lend your support
Yes,
to this side of the issue.
Right,
Great. Okay.
right.
Good. Well, thanks very much. It was nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. Did you hear what he said? He's a member of a group that goes around and does this.
Did you see when he was leaving, he got into the car with another dude wearing a red MAGA hat?
Yeah. And we never saw them together there.
So, yeah, they were there.
It reminds me, it's kind of a weird thing to think of, but it reminds me of people who are like working at the same place and they don't want people to know they're dating. And they have to go to a work function. So they arrive together, but they arrive separately, Right. And then they don't mingle with one another the whole entire time they're there because they don't want anyone to think that they're together. And then they leave together. Interesting. And it's obvious that they're together.
Right.
But anyway, he had some interesting shit to say. And I mean, in a lot of spots, I just told him I agreed with him, even if I didn't agree with him, because I wanted him to keep talking.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, that's the whole angle, is get him to keep talking. And I think that the dude's, I will say this. He's passionate about his issue.
Yeah.
And he believes that the truth is on his side. With
some anger management and some therapy, he could probably convey his issue much more appropriately.
Yeah. I agree, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be honest about something. I had a period there where I had a lot of pent-up rage on the inside. And you let me, this is a good thing, you let me kind of let some of that out. Not on you, but I did it sometimes in some of these Facebook groups. Just, you know what? You're an idiot. So I'm going to tell you you're an idiot. And you know what? I was mean some of the time. But it isn't like people weren't mean and sassy right back.
The only time that the person didn't deserve what was said to them, you apologized.
Yeah.
To their face.
Yeah. I made a point of that. You're absolutely right. And what's really interesting about that is they're much more open to dialogue and they're honest with me about things. And here's why I think that's important to note. So many people act like they support you, but all they do is yes you to death. That's great. I love it. It's so awesome. That's great. Yes, I love it. I like it when people tell me even something as simple as, this word doesn't belong in this speech. Take it out. I like that. I think being honest like that is really, 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 really important.
You mean like I did when I was helping you edit your thing?
Right.
And I said I loved it minus this one word?
And it shows that you trust me and that I trust you, or you wouldn't bring it up. So my point in saying that to you is that you finally get people who don't really know you that well, but had like a negative opinion of you. You kind of get them to take a good look, and then they go, you know what? All he was doing was exactly what I was doing, being passionate about his opinion.
Right.
And if I look at it from his perspective, I came off like an asshole. And if he looked at it from my perspective, he came off like an asshole.
You want to know what's really interesting? Fake Mike Pence. We've now encountered him and interacted with him 3 times. Tonight, he did not remember 1 or 2.
No.
I remember him. But he gets into those disagreements with so many people that he doesn't remember any of them.
Yeah. It's just another disagreement.
That's interesting to me.
But, okay, doesn't that sort of betray something about being a paid protester? Like people say, oh, well, why not be paid to do that? If that's your opinion and you believe that to be true, and he clearly does, why not accept money to go to places to fight for something that you already believe in?
I forgot to tell you something. So, one of my clients, that I will not name, has been looking for more work to give me. And they came across this one job where they were being paid to make pro-Trump comments on various anti-Trump blogs.
Does that surprise you?
No, I just thought it was interesting that I was offered a position as a paid protester, essentially.
Yeah. But here's the thing. That's no fun if you don't 100% agree with what you're saying. I mean, that's my feeling. That's no fun.
Well, I definitely declined it.
Because you feel like a shill. But what if last election someone came to us and said, I'll pay you $500 a month to post pro Gary Johnson things on the Trump and Hillary forums?
You've done it.
I would do it. Why wouldn't I? I'm making money to do what I would have done anyway.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Is if you would do it anyway, you might as well take the money and go do it. And I'm telling you that fake Mike Pence is that guy. He believes in his cause. But he's getting paid to do it. And the way you know he's getting paid to do it is he treats it like a job. He's not changing his opinion because that's not his purpose in being there. His purpose in being there is to portray one side only of the issue. Whereas you and I went to the meeting, and this is the important distinction, with an open mind, willing to change our position.
Right.
And that is the key differentiator. He's never going to change his mind because it's his job. We went there to listen to both sides and
right.
see where people stand.
And I still find myself publicly refusing to publicly acknowledge which side of the issue I'm on. Because there are so many people I find absolutely disgusting on both sides that I just don't want to associate with any of them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it affected me a great deal the first time we experienced this. Tonight, sadly, I'm numb to it at this point. I mean, but at the same time, you know what's funny? In certain instances, I heard like there was a lawyer there who says he's represented police officer clients in New York and Los Angeles. Okay. And he knows about the rules that go into disciplining them and all of that.
Okay.
He made some okay points, but his main point that I know is bull of the shit is that you're complicating the situation because, Attorney General Jeff Sessions is suing California and it'll go to the highest court in the land who will ultimately make the decision. So then you're suing the state of... You're going to get sued by the state of California for not enforcing their law, and you could very well lose that. So now you have conflicting precedents. Well, there's no such thing as a conflicting precedent with the Supreme Court of the United States of America. When the Supreme Court says everybody must wear black, and you don't, just because the other state level federal court said you don't have to wear black, you got to wear black. They're not allowed to issue a decree that contradicts what the Supreme Court says.
Like when they legalized gay marriage and the
why the Supreme Court
homophobic states weren't allowed to be.
That's why the Supreme Court didn't fuck around with that. They just said it's nationwide. It is now legal.
We're done with this issue.
Yeah, we don't even want to argue this anymore. We have come to an agreement that it's nation fucking wide. Let's just get this done. And you know what? That tells you that they were acting, in my opinion, in the best interests of the people. Because traditionally, at that point in time, fairly conservative court. And a fairly conservative court is going to be anti-gay. Sorry, they just are. I'm not trying to stereotype. That's just what the majority wind up. So, why did the court, which was pretty much conservative, not only agree that same-sex marriage was constitutional, but made it across the whole nation all in one sweep? Because a lot of times in situations like that, they defer to states' rights. And so, oh, well, California, your law was written like shit, so no. Gay marriage is legal there. Sorry, you're out. Next state. Oh, all right, we'll listen to your angle. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good angle. We hadn't thought about that. Sometimes they do that and let each state have its own decision about what to do, right?
Okay.
This wasn't like that. They were like, nationwide, kabam, this is what we're doing. And it just makes me say, I think that it made me have, better confidence in the Supreme Court, because they made a decision that wouldn't typically have been their political leaning.
Right.
But they made the decision that was best for the whole country and its citizens. They didn't let their religious beliefs get in the way or anything like that. And I think that's what they're there for, because I think of all the branches of government, the judicial branch needs that separation of church and state the most.
Right.
Because then they're making cut and dry decisions. Like, that's what the police officer tonight said. You know, he will go unnamed, but very nice guy.
You know his name?
Yes.
Oh.
And he was a very nice guy. I may always check that stuff. He was a very nice guy, and he said that if you do your research, that it becomes pretty cut and dry. And he said, doesn't matter if you have a warrant for state level crime or federal level crime, and immigration would be a federal level crime, it will come up when they run your record. But it's not going to come up if you don't have an issue with the federal government or a state government. They won't know who you are.
So essentially it would come up in like booking process? Yeah. Interesting.
So, this is why I say. And he also told me that when that person comes into custody, immigration is automatically notified.
Interesting.
So these people that are trying to say that it costs money, it doesn't cost money. It might cost a little bit, but I think they're spending that by avoiding it in the first place. It's one of those things where you save $10 million over here, but you spend $10 million over there.
Yeah.
Wash. I don't know, but once again, hey, a shout out to the police department. And I'm sorry, guys, I can't say just to the Los Alamitos Police Department, because I saw Seal Beach, Fountain Valley, Westminster, and Cypress.
There was Cypress there too?
Yep.
So all those
It was the
police
weirdest
departments-
thing. 2 police officers are coming at me, and they kind of look similar. One was a little smaller than the other. The other was kind of stocky. And then one didn't have a mustache, but the other did, but they were both bald-headed. And I look at their name badges. Well, first off, one was from Cypress and one was from Westminster. And then their name badges, let's just say this is not their name, okay? Both of them said J. Smith. They were probably brothers.
That's funny.
Because it was like I said, it was not like Smith. It was like, you know, if their last name was like Ving, Dwing, Jong, Jong, Ding, Ding, Wing, Wing.
Not a common last name is what you're telling us.
Moshinsky at the end of all that. So Ying, Ying, Weng, Wing, I can't even do it again. Ling, Ling, Dong, Dong, Moshinsky. I mean, see? Like, just every name you could think of from every nationality put together into one name. Big old long name. So they both have that same name. There's no way they're not related. They're either brothers, cousins, something. They're related.
Also, okay, so you named all the police departments. Also, the Orange County Fire Authority.
Yes.
A+,
awesome
guys.
job, guys. Awesome job.
A+.
Moved in when they
All
needed
of
to.
you.
Stayed away when they should. They let people talk. That's a really important thing.
You did a great job of handling the crowd tonight. People deserve a pat on the spine.
The Liberty Revealed podcast, the next episode is going to be about civil liberties. Mm-hmm. And this topic's going to be in there. We're going to talk about this topic because that's what we watched happen tonight, was our civil liberties were being exercised. And that's pretty damned awesome. I thought anyway. I checked. I still don't see that they've come to a decision yet on this. So.
There was a lot of people who still wanted to talk.
Yeah, there was. But it doesn't say. It talks about protesters.
Ouch.
Ducks are losing?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Anyway, so we'll see what they decide. Anything to add?
No, it's quite literally time to take a nap.
Alrighty then.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Hasta la bye-bye. Hi everyone, this is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If by chance you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.